Hello guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to do the splits in 1 month or less. Not everyone got the splits easy. I am one of those people that didn't get it easy, and it wasn't until I found out about the most effective stretches that I could do to speed up the process that I got the splits. 2 weeks after I did the stretches regularly, I finally got the splits. Today I'm going to tell you guys everything you need to know about doing the splits and the best stretches that you could do to get the splits in the fastest way possible. If you're interested, then stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back to watch my videos. And if you're new to my channel, my name is FAST.So, and I post content related to hair care, skin care, and fitness tips. So if you're interested in any of that, then make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and don't forget to turn on your post notification. Sorry, I've got my voice. I'm kind of under the weather right now. That's why my voice is like this. So today I want to show you guys how to do this split. But first I want to talk about some things first before we jump right into it. Don't worry guys, the stretches are going to be very easy, beginner friendly, and they are guaranteed to get you the splits. The first time I was able to do the splits was 6 years ago, and ever since then I have been a pro at doing the splits. Before I got the splits, I struggled with doing the splits for months. Almost 6 months. I couldn't get the splits for months because I didn't even know what I was doing. All I knew was that I wanted to get the splits. I didn't know any stretches that I could do. I didn't have a routine. I didn't even stretch regularly. All I did was just trying to do the splits. I actually forced my legs to go down. I didn't do any stretches. I didn't do anything. Back then I was actually 12 years old and I didn't even have a browsing phone, so I couldn't search online for the stretches I could do or research on other things that I could do that could help me get the splits as at then. So I just kept on struggling with getting the splits for months, and it wasn't until I got a phone, that's when I was almost turning 13, that was when I was able to search online for so many things that I could do to help me get the splits. And that's what I'm going to share with you guys today, and also I'm going to talk about my experience. So let's just jump right into it. There are certain stretches that you need, yes, emphasis on the need to do before you could do the splits, because your hips, your hamstrings, and your calves need to be flexible in order to do the split. If you just try to do the split like I did, you just inflict unnecessary pain on yourself. You will actually feel a lot of sore around your laps and your calves, so they have to be flexible if you want to get the splits. Imagine your body is made of plastic. When it's cold and you try to maneuver it or stretch it or bend it in a certain way, it will eventually snap. But if it is warm or hot, then it would be slightly more flexible than when it is cold. Now imagine that warmth is the stretches that you need to do. Without those stretches, you won't be able to get the splits right, and you just have a hard time getting the splits. There are 3 areas in your leg that you are going to feel expand while you're doing the splits. 1 is your calves, 2 is your hamstrings, and 3 is your hips. You're going to feel those places expand, and that is why it is important for you to do the stretches. And I have divided the stretches into 2 levels. 1 is the beginner level and 2 is the advanced level. And I'm going to show you guys every single stretch you need to do in the beginner level and how to do it. Then we're going to take a little break, so I'll tell you guys more about doing the splits. Then we're going to jump right into the advanced stretches. So let's just get right into it. The first stretch is sumo squats. Make sure you spread your legs and take your feet outwards. This exercise is a warm-up for your hips, your hamstrings, and your calves. Each stretch is for 15 seconds with a 10 seconds break in between. I'm making this beginner friendly, that's why it's for 15 seconds, but ideally it ought to be for 30 seconds. The next stretch is an advanced level of sumo squats. This time sway your hips from side to side instead of staying in one position like in the first stretch. Now for this next stretch, I want you to place your hand on your hips for support and take one leg out and
go down low as you can. Even if you don't go down completely, make sure you force yourself to go down. So this is going to help to loosen up your hamstrings and prepare yourself for the splits, which is the goal. Now we are going to do the same thing for the other side. It's okay if you can't go down completely, but make sure that you are putting in your best to do it. For this next exercise, place one knee on the mat and then place the other one in front of you in a 90-degree angle, and the front leg should be between your arms. Then try pushing your hips down towards the mat as much as you can. This next stretch is an advanced level of the one we just did. The only difference is you're going to raise the leg that was resting on the mat towards the ceiling, like you're raising an N actually. You're going to keep pushing your hips towards the mat and pressing it down as much as you can until you feel strains in your hamstrings. The next stretch is a warm-up for what's coming next. So you're going to stand on your feet now and hold on to your ankles using both hands. You're just going to push your knees in and out. For this next stretch, you are giving your legs a hug actually. So make sure that both arms are touching each other behind your legs, and you're just going to hug your legs. If you can't go this far, then you can do it to whatever extent you can, but make sure you're putting in the work. This next stretch is called the half splits, or as some people like to call it, the pigeon pose. So for this stretch, you're going to spread your legs on the mat like you want to do the splits. The only difference is that the leg you are placing forward will be folded in. The final stretch in this round is an advancement of the third exercise that we did. So the difference here is that you're going to place your arms on the ground while tilting your legs from side to side. And that's it for the beginner friendly stretches. I hope you guys enjoyed doing it.
Before we begin the advanced stretches, there are certain things that you need to know about what you're getting yourself into, because I know that a lot of people don't talk about this because they don't want to scare you away, but I'm going to talk about them because you need to know. First of all, getting the splits is not easy, but it is definitely worth it. So a lot of people talk about how if you do the stretches regularly while you're doing the split, you're not going to feel an ounce of pain. Well, that is so not true. Like, it is extremely false. You are going to feel pain. It is inevitable, okay? Highly inevitable. It's just like getting sore after an exercise, because no matter how often you exercise, you are always going to feel sore afterwards. So the same thing applies to doing the splits. Although those stretches are going to reduce the pain significantly, but it won't get rid of it completely, because you're still going to feel sore after getting the splits. Even after getting the splits, you're still going to feel sore for a while. It is important to do the beginner friendly stretches and the advanced level stretches at least 3 times in a week. So there are so many things that I still want to talk about, but I'm going to talk about that after we have done the advanced level stretches together. So let's get right into it and get ready, because this is going to be intense.
We are going to begin this round with sumo squats, and this time we're not tilting our hips to the side, we're just staying in one position like the first time. Towards the end, feel free to tilt your hips from side to side or remain in the same position. This next stretch is an advancement of the fourth exercise we did in the first round. So this is actually called the lizard lunges. This time you're going to place your hand underneath your legs and use your hands to push your legs outwards while pushing your hips towards the ground. The next exercise is reclining knee to chest. Gently pull one knee towards your chest in a very slow manner and use your arms to hold your leg in that position. This exercise is great for stretching your hips and your hamstrings. The next stretch is a little bit more advanced than the one we just did. So this time, the leg resting on the mat will be folded inwards. For this next stretch, you are still going to be lying on your back. So the leg that is resting on the mat, you are going to fold it in just like the first time. While the other one, you are going to straighten it this time and push it towards your face, not your chest. The more the leg comes towards your face, the higher chance there is of you getting the splits sooner. This next stretch is like the grand stretch that you could do for getting the splits. So this time the leg resting on the mat should be pointed, it's not going to be folded in, while the other one will be pushed towards your face. Guys, this is the major stretch that helped me get the splits. So the better you do this stretch, that is, the more you can push your legs towards your face and the more you can straighten the other one out, the higher chance there is of you getting the splits. The next stretch is the pigeon pose. Remember, we did this in the first round, but this time we are going to be resting on our legs. Guys, make sure you don't do this halfway. As you can see, there is no space between my upper body and my leg. My body is actually resting on my leg, so make sure you do that too. We are going to do some of the beginner level stretches in the advanced level stretches. So for the next stretch, stand on your feet and hug your legs like we did in the beginner level stretches. If you can't hug your legs, just make sure that your arms are behind your legs. Alright guys, for the next stretch we are going to do something similar to what we just did, but this time we are going to do it while sitting down. And finally, we are going to do the main stretch, which is the splits. So guys, it's okay if you can't do the splits. I mean, I don't even expect you to do it after doing the stretches. For the first time, it's going to take a while before you eventually get the splits. As you can see, I am going down as slow as possible. If you are not a pro at doing the splits, then please don't jump into it. You might really enjoy yourself. For real. So make sure you go as slow as possible. Don't rush into it. This is not something that you rush. It is a slow process. So guys, that's all the stretches you need for getting the splits. I hope you guys found this tip helpful. I hope this stretches was effective and I hope you see progress. Thank you guys so much for doing the stretches with me. See you guys very soon.
Oh, hi guys, how are you feeling after that intense stretch? You have to do this entire routine for at least 3 to 4 weeks before you eventually get the splits. If you're not consistent doing that 3 or 4 weeks, then you are not going to get results. You're not going to progress in trying to get the split. So it has to be consistent throughout the entire period. Another thing you need to know is that after getting the splits, you have to keep doing the splits every day until you stop feeling pain, and you can do it effortlessly. I'm telling you guys this from my own experience, because after getting the splits the first time, I relaxed, I stopped doing my stretches, and I even stopped trying to do the splits. Then 1 week later, I tried doing the splits again, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't even go halfway. And that is because my body was starting to get stiff, it was starting to contract because I stopped doing stretches. And it's not like I have been flexible before. I have not always been flexible. I just wanted to get this place. I wasn't flexible in other areas. So it was very easy for my body to get stiff again. So if you are not flexible, if you have never been flexible, if you're not a flexible person, then I suggest that you keep doing your stretches and you keep trying to do the splits every day until you're used to it. Even after getting used to it, still try to do it regularly. So that's all about the splits. That's all about getting the splits. That's everything you need to know: the stretches, the experience, and the routine, and everything. Actually, I'm pretty sure I covered a whole lot of things in this video. If this video was informative, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And if you're going to do this routine, if you're going to follow the entire process, then please take a before picture and an after picture, or just share the entire process with me. You can send it to me on Instagram through a DM, or you can tag me on Instagram. That's the only active social media handle that I have right now. Your result doesn't have to be you getting this place. It could be your progress. Perhaps you are like this and now you are like this, or you're not yet here, but you are getting there. So you can still share that. Thank you guys so much for watching this far. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your post notification. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, have a lovely day.